Tell us about the Expedia business, because you operate in a very competitive space. Travel is possibly one of the most congested areas, segments to be in at the moment. You've got airlines, you've got wholesalers, you've got travel sites and so forth. So you've done a lot of work kind of redefining the brand. Tell us about where it sits at the moment.
Yeah, sure. So we're known globally as the world's largest online travel agent. And for us to be able to differentiate ourselves from, airlines, hotels, aggregators, we like to see ourselves as a one-stop shop where consumers can come and find everything they want for a holiday in the one place. They can compare different hotels, different airlines, car rental companies, activities. They can view user reviews of actual customers that have stayed at the hotels, and be able to kind of book the holiday all in one place with also the support of a 24/7 call centre.
So the model is about engagement, and you've been through an interesting brand transition. Tell us about what you've attempted to do in terms of perhaps repositioning Expedia in the marketplace and some of the ways that you've gone about trying to achieve that.
Yeah, so we understand that every traveller and every reason for travelling is unique. We want to be able to be created into conversations with our users early on in the process, in that inspiration stage, when as soon as they think about wanting to go on holiday, we're there right in the consideration set. So we want to be able to create conversations with consumers at other points or passion points or essences of why they travel. So whether that be for their family, whether that be for food, or for a music festival, or for a fashion show, we want to be able to be seen as being able to provide that kind of experience and that travel experience for all our users.
What did your insights tell you about what people are looking for when they interact with a company like Expedia?
So I think they're looking for really, the one-stop shop. They're also looking for a little bit of inspiration. We like to use social media, all our blog content, all our video content as ways to give people a daily dose of travel inspiration. And that keeps travel at the forefront of their mind. It keeps the brand at the forefront of their conversations when talking about travel. And it also allows them to kind of, get an inkling for where they could possibly go next. When they see a beautiful picture of the Maldives on the Monday morning, it takes them away, gives them a little bit of dose of inspiration for about 5 minutes, and keeps that kind of motivation going for travel.
So you've really embraced social media, and in your presentation today, you talked about this evolution of thinking around social media. Just explain those different transition points that social media has gone through and where you think it's sitting at the moment.
Yeah, sure. So we've seen it evolve from I call the age of worship, the beginning of kind of 2008, 2009, when we saw brands really just set up pages as a way of a homage to their brand, and as a way for their users to find them on Facebook or on Twitter, just to kind of create envy and desire. That's kind of moved on towards the engagement aspect, which I call the entertainment age, where brands are using things like humour, videos, stories in order to kind of engage and create conversations about their brand. Now where I see it's heading is the age of the value exchange, where consumers want to get involved. They want to be able to get something of value from that follow or from that like, and brands need to respond to that in giving them helpful advice, giving them blog tips, giving them more video content that's going to help them along their journey or their travel journey of being able to kind of think about where I want to go for holidays, and then link that back to the brand proposition, which is obviously to go and book on the site.
So it's more than just Facebook likes.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's always been more than Facebook likes, and it takes a little bit of adjustment for a business to understand that a number like a Facebook fan like isn't always going to be the most important thing. A business is a business. It needs to make revenue, and social media needs to prove that revenue is going to come in. One of the biggest challenges that we have at Expedia is understanding where that investment turns into a return, and whether social can build upon the steps that allow that user to gradually transition into becoming a lifetime and loyal paying customer.
So how much do you think the brand has changed or evolved to reflect that transition in social media? How much is it reflecting where social media is moving towards, say, compared to where Expedia was at, say, 5 years ago?
5 years ago, we were an unknown brand in New Zealand. We just entered the market. We had to build a name for ourselves, and we really, at the beginning, just to compete against our competitors like House of Travel or Flight Centre or Webjet, we were just competing purely on price. But we realised that that wasn't always going to be the way to attract the best customers, because you'd attract a customer but wouldn't make them loyal. So for us to be able to kind of engage a customer ongoing to make them more loyal to us, we need to give them something more value. And that value could be content, and that value could be an exclusive deal, or it could be the fact that we have the best customer service, or it could be the fact that we have the best range in hotels. So I think moving forward, social allows us to kind of project our personality into those little other dimensions of the brand, over and above just price and functionality of the website.
So how would you characterise that relationship with your customers? Do you want it to be a personal relationship?
Absolutely. I think every customer that transacts on the site, is personal, because they go through from an inspiration stage, travelling through to the site to kind of make their booking. They're dealing with our call centre, which is very one-on-one. Our call centre is 24/7. They're trained in our products, and hopefully coming back to our social pages and our social community to share that experience they've just had in travel.
Things that I really found interesting about the campaign is your willingness to challenge in a way that you wouldn't normally expect a company in your business to sort of travel to challenge some sort of conventional thinking. And one of the videos you shot was a father travelling to the wedding of his gay daughter and actually talking through that experience. What was the rationale behind perhaps treading into an area that you wouldn't normally expect to be treading into?
Yeah, I mean, this was the global brand positioning, not necessarily the same positioning we would have in the local market. But, Expedia US, one of their challenges was really just to break through the clutter. They have kind of 95% brand awareness. A lot of people know and have tried the product, and for them it was really just about standing out and giving the brand a different kind of voice that was going to create a conversation, to kind of leverage against something that was very topical at the time. So the brand's challenges really manifested into this story, and creating a travel story that was personally unique to that father, but tying it back to the reasons of why we travel and the passions of why we travel. And I think that Expedia as a personality has always been at the forefront of technology and social media and the product that we sell and the product that we have. So I think this was just another step in the evolution of, we've gone through the product, we have the platform, we have technology, and now it's all about the brand and giving that brand some personality and standing up for something.
There have been suggestions that some companies are dealing with this engagement process by setting up control centres and mission controls and so forth to manage it. How do you manage your social media engagement with customers?
Yep, so we have a similar platform. So we have a dashboard, which we like to call kind of, I guess, mission control, using various monitoring tools, so not necessarily just one. So we've got a dashboard that measures, I guess, all our main KPIs that we have from social, so things like conversation share, engagement rates, fan numbers, as well as we've created a funnel that allows us to see what kind of content we're feeding into that funnel and whether that funnel is giving us any return on investment in terms of transactions, booking values, room nights, etc. And really understanding kind of what our customers are responding to and how that's delivering business value to the business. On top of that, we also like to understand what our competitors are doing. So we like to listen. I think that's the most important part of being social, is that you're listening out for what our customers are saying and also what our competitors are doing. And so that's always it's very real time. I have a dashboard on my desktop that sits there, and I look at it on a hourly basis, because I guess the currency of social is literally 2 seconds. So you've always got to be kind of on your toes with that.
What about the role of market research in all of this? Is that still a part of the platform? And how much is that interaction from a research point of view changing as a result of your social media engagement processes? Yeah,
so market research is really important for us, particularly we do it on a yearly basis, understanding kind of where the brand has gone from and then where we want to get to, and then kind of what it is that's important to us right now from a business perspective in terms of driving transactions and revenue, and also what's important from a brand perspective in terms of how do we drive higher brand awareness, better brand perception, considerations, and that's kind of where the social media piece will lie. And we want to be able to understand how our users are evolving with their use of social with regards to travel, and how we can tie that back into driving transactions and sales. So as an example, we know that a traveller will plan a holiday in advance, probably 3 months in advance. So we want to be able to be delivering them the right messages at the right time, 3 months in advance. So if we know that they're going to be booking an Asia holiday in the next 3 months, let's hit them with some stuff for Asia, where to go in Asia, give them some inspiration. And that by the time that the Asia sale hits, then they've kind of been accustomed to that messaging, that we've seeded the thought, and then they're going to be more likely to go there and to go to us for that holiday.
How much do you see a difference across the demographics in the way this is changing?
Definitely. It's very interesting because our user base is quite varied, but we target a niche audience, which we call NEOs, which is new economic orders. And they're literally just people who will spend more, who like to plan their own holidays, who will plan holidays for other people, who are more likely to buy online. And they're a very select group of people. And we use them to influence our revolvers, which we call kind of the next segment, which hopefully then go out to the mass market to be able to tell the word about Expedia. So for us, the NEOs is not necessarily age dependent. It's a behavioural targeting that we use. So we see a wide range of people. However, we see a lot of older people starting to use online booking systems, so getting familiar with transacting online, providing credit cards online, getting tickets online, etc. So we've kind of seen that segment grow a little bit.
And you will expect to see social media just continue to grow exponentially from this point?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, for us, social media is a long-term commitment. It's a long road. It's not kind of a one-time campaign that you do and then you walk away from it. It's important for us, not just from a brand point of view, but from a customer service point of view, in being able to project our brand personality, in driving education as well about our products. We also use it as a way to kind of let our customers know about what's happening in the industry. So if there's a crisis or an earthquake or a volcano eruption, we use it as a way to keep people updated about what's happening with their flights and their hotels. So for us, it's not just a medium just to sell or to engage. It's kind of everything that the business encompasses, and it allows us to really, really kind of project our personality onto that.
So you really embrace that thinking that it's no longer about the stuff you make, it's the stories you tell.
Absolutely. And Expedia's got very interesting stories to tell, and everyone has their own story to tell about their travel, and we try to encourage, that our user storytelling through different kind of promotions and campaigns on social, so that we then become part of that story as well.